He said, Terry, question for David. If we get rid of Lukaku, who do you think we should bring in terms of your attack? Very, you want someone else other than Lukaku. It sounds like he might go. You need more. Who's got to go and who's got to come in, gents? What we saying?
Well, David, you want to go first?
I'll go. So get rid is there's like two types of get rid. There's like get rid this summer, like I don't want to see you again, and then there's get rid as in if you stay, it's not the end of the world. You can still contribute, but realistically, you should be upgraded. And like for me, like Pulisic, Lukaku. I'm trying to think of our forwards. Pulisic and Lukaku for me are just like, bye. I'm sorry. I'm done with them. Werner is like Werner had a point this season when I thought it was like, bro, this guy's given up, but he's like almost regained his form. So like again, this is me just being like, we can't actually just get rid of three forwards. So if out of all of those three forwards, I will keep Werner, but I would also want Werner gone. The problem is that if we're being honest, the attacking talent around Europe right now is kind of poor. Like, I can't think of like, if we get rid of Lukaku and we want to just go, let's get a straight striker, I can't think of many options that are actually, one, that are available, but two, are actually any good. And then like, I think our best hope is we go with Havertz still with this striker thing, and then we just get more goal scoring threat wingers. But again, those are kind of rare to find, and then that means Mount's gonna have to go into midfield. It's just right now it's kind of a tough fit, so I'm not exactly 100% sure what we're gonna do. And I don't, and again, I don't like. We have players like Broha, who's had a good season, but I don't want to get rid of Lukaku.
Well, we know you don't like. Well, question for Daniel: like, how far do you actually think you're behind Liverpool though? Because Liverpool City are the standard. Like, how far behind them are you? Is it one more window, or do you think it might be a couple more?
I don't know. I'll be real. I don't know, because like there's times this season where I thought, yeah, this team isn't even that far, and on their day they will beat Liverpool and Man City like 100%. But then there's also times and points this season where I've just been like, come on, man. If you really want to get to or achieve perfection and get to where we want to get to, where there's competing for league titles, then you got to be so much better. Look, I'm not going to go into the semantics about who should leave and who should stay, but I think one play in this game was literally a depiction of our whole season in terms of, I just think that no matter the combination of forwards that we've used in the front three, there's a lack of chemistry there. There's just a lack of, something's not clicking. They don't know where they're running to. They don't know where each other wants the ball played to one another. Lukaku's always saying, I pass the ball, like, I want it here. Mount's saying, I want it there. Pulisic came on, we had a counter attack. It literally, Lukaku made a good run into the box, and Mount was like somewhere on the edge of the box. So it was quite simple, the pass that needed to be made. Either you blast it across the face of goal, or you cut it back simply for a Mount tapping, and he crosses it somewhere else. Like, that's just literally what's been happening, literally connecting the dots, not being in the same position. Like, Reece James had about 6 crosses that went into the same area. Surely it takes common sense for one of them to gamble. Like, how many games are we going to go through this season where we say, if we had Antonio, we would have won. If we had Ronaldo, we would have won. If we had Mane, we would have won. Just someone who can just be there and finish off the chance. Like, if you look at the attack, like, everything up until the finish was the problem today. And I can tell you now, I can give you double-digit games where that's happened this season. And that's literally off the top of my head. How many times it's literally been everything up until the attack. So transfer-wise, I just want Tuchel to get a combination of attackers that clearly he wants, that it fits, it works. I've seen him at Borussia Dortmund. The attack clicked there. PSG, fair enough, Neymar and Mbappe, you expect it to click there as well. But we've seen it click. So we just need to sort something out. Like I've said, and like I've never doubted, I said third's always going to be there. We were limping towards third right now, but third, we were always going to get that. It's just now about kicking on, innit? And I mean, third in the FA Cup, I will take that. I'm content. Not the greatest of seasons. I'm content, but we just have to kick on from next season and cosmetic surgery. Hopefully, if we can get the new owners in. And normally when you get new owners, the first window is normally a good window. Do you know what I mean? So if we can get new owners in and get new players in, like about I'd say 5 players, I'd be happy in it because there's a lot to be done.
I was going to say like, do you want to go, Terry, or can I
No, go for it, mate. Go on.
I was going to say like, it's so confusing for me because like from what I know of Tuchel, it's that he's an attacking manager. So why our attack just hasn't been able to click to me doesn't make sense. Because this guy got Usman Dembele playing ridiculous like levels to the point where they spent 120 mil.
It comes down to this. It's obvious what Chelsea have. Barring Lukaku, you've got a lot of eye test merchants. You've got a lot of players that look like they're really good, but they're not very good. They don't. You've got a team full of Wilfried Zahas. They look great, but they don't do anything. Like Pulisic, he looks great, but he barely does anything. But based on the level of skill and attributes that he's got. And Reece James is a better attacker than the majority of your attackers, and he's a fullback. And I think that's what you need, players that are actually good. Doesn't matter if they look good; they've just got to be good. Like if you take Pulisic, all the ability gone, you make him look bang average, but he was scoring and assisting almost a goal a game. You'd be delivering as a football club, and I think that's what you need is killers. You need people that are going to put that ball in the back of the net and kind of finish these teams off. Don't forget, Lacazette is also available for free this year. He is. It'd be intriguing to see what it goes forward and does. I mean, when you look at them, though, Tom, you're playing Chelsea in a few weeks in the FA Cup final. How do you feel about them in terms of them being a team to stop the treble or quad?
Chelsea are an annoying one because we should be beating them every time. We are that much better than them. And this is not against Chelsea because Chelsea are a very good team, but Liverpool and Man City are just that much better. They are that much better. They've set a new standard for how you're supposed to be. If we get 90 points this season, it's a disappointing season. So all that happens when we play Chelsea is there's such a well-disciplined... They haven't shown it recently, but I guarantee for that FA Cup final, they'll show up and be as well-disciplined as they can be. And that causes us issues, and that plays to their strengths. I'm just not really worried about them scoring goals. The biggest threat for goals is fullback. Marcus Alonso and Reece James. I would back Marcus Alonso in a one-on-one before I back half of your attackers. So as much as Chelsea can cause us problems, I do think we'll win that final. And I do think Chelsea is still a fair way away from reaching the levels of City and Liverpool. And it's not against Chelsea because you're quite clearly the best of the rest. But it's a different level to what you're at.
Yeah, I don't think many Chelsea fans at the minute are going to overtly argue with everything going on.
The thing is, though, I agree literally with probably 3/4 of that. You're definitely better, for sure. The only thing I will say is that every game that we played this season, I think Chelsea, and even Liverpool fans have said it, like, maybe you might disagree, but I think every game that we played this season, I think we should have won. You've got the Reece James red card game at Anfield, where I believe we had the better chances in that game and should have won if things clicked in our direction. You've got the Anfield game the Stamford Bridge game, obviously you scored the first 2 goals, but then we came back in that one and had the chances to finish off that game as well in the second half. And then you have the Carabao Cup, where I don't know how you feel about that one as well. I think it was quite even in terms of how it went, but if you look at the chances again, Mason Mount hitting the post, the minimal offside calls, the marginal ones, that's the word I'm looking for. So you look at the games that we've had, and I think we've deserved to win all 3 of them. But so is our luck. So I think in a one-off game, we're not talking about a league where
I think you're spot on as well. It's just the issue of your issues of being. You say you've been unlucky. It's not unlucky to miss chances. It's just a bit crap. Mason Mount. It's unlucky if he has a shot and it deflects just wide. But Mason Mount was missed like 3 one-on-ones in the cup final. In the game at Stamford Bridge, Pulisic gets played through one-on-one and just runs it into Keller's hands. At Anfield, Kai Havertz has a 3-on-2 and then plays the wrong pass.
I think from an outsider looking in, when I watch these games, I think I'm very much het up now on the system of things. I know the individual accolades of certain players aren't up to scratch from a Chelsea perspective, especially as we're seeing at the moment from an attacking sense. But the system that Tuchel plays, when it's working, it is one of the only systems I've seen game per game that has frustrated Liverpool and their team. And I've got to give it to him. That's where the evenness comes in, because if you can frustrate a Liverpool, one that gives you a level of confidence, but also can play into the psyche of the players that are actually on that pitch for Chelsea.